Oh boy, it's really windy out. Hi everyone. Today I'm with another review of an M.S.G kit. This one is, I'm just going to write it on the screen because it's a heavy weapons, but I think it's either 8 or 12, and I'm not sure which. Um, I'm probably wrong on both counts, even though I just looked it up. This one I did early on. I did some panel lining, some marker, if you can see in there. I did some detailing up there. The missile pods and everything are done up. So it's a little bit more detailed than I'm usually doing. I did also find out that this is the GBN base Gundam. So I was right when I said base. Look at me, how funny. And it does have multi-functions here on this one. The heavy weapon system. It looks like a little jet plane when you put it together. But it is usable as a shield. I don't know why you would use the front of a ship or jet as a shield, but why not? It's a drone anyway, so it's disposable. Fits on here pretty well. It's not quite as elegant on the bottom side, but you do have all that bomb and missile jazz going on, so that's always a cool one. You know, if you wanted to make it fly, turn him backwards, but you know, give it that extra thrust so he can do a hover. Put him on a base. Yeah, that would be really cool. I do really enjoy this kit. I have 2 of them. I couldn't find the other one even though I just built it the other day. That comes from having too many kits, honestly. But definitely a cool one. I will show you what you can do and play around with it a little bit. I think I'm going to skip the Zaku because I don't think there's any way for me to mount it on there. I will check though before I go to that one. GBN base Gundam looking pretty good right there though. I can also mount those things to his arms because he does have some 3mm ports in his arms for mounting the shield. But I like the way it looks like on his backpack, so that's what I did. Alright, name of the game for this Zaku is going to be creativity. It doesn't have any 3mm ports, but he does have a hand that can decently grip onto that. Probably need some blue tack to keep it nice and steady because it does split it apart a bit. It is a little bit wider than the narrow channel that you can put your guns in on these guys. But, you know, just a little support unit. He can be a drone, you know, a portable drone, throw that out there on the field and launch some missiles. Or it can be like a base jabber, you know, go ahead and climb on top of it and ride it. It does have 3mm ports on the bottom. I can show you that afterwards. I see he can throw it out on the battlefield. Alright, our frame arms Jinrai mounting the wings on the shoulder where the nice knives would usually be. Stuck up here so he can launch those missiles at us. Same thing with the Gundam frame. That one using the front as a shield. I couldn't think of anywhere else to mount it. It could probably go on the booty, but I don't like the way it looks as like a tail. But I also mounted those there. Maybe a place for extra missile pods or something like that. Could make it work. It's a little clunkier than I thought it would be, but I like it. Going for something a little different on the Architect, I decided to give her head wings. They are ported into the back of her head, and she has a little tail too. So, deployable shield, you know, launch those missiles out. Kind of looks like Morgan from, what is it, Darkstalkers? I kind of like it. I didn't think I would, but let's see. Yeah, that's pretty cool. It is pretty large for the frame arms girls. That said, it doesn't look bad. Like it's her entire torso. So being used as a shield would probably be a bit much, but it doesn't look bad. Alright, so breaking it up even further, we could put the wings on her wrists, the engines on her back, and the shield on her backpack. Really should have brought a standout for this pose, but you get the point. she's up there, flying in the air, raining hell from above. I kind of like the way that looks. Really interesting combination. Reminds me of Basilard. I got the engines on those little outriggers. Always a fun look to me. Last and not least, we have the F91 in the group. Didn't like how it looked with the wings attached to his hips, so I just went ahead and skipped it. So he's there. We'll talk about this in the meantime. There are many combinations of how you can attach this to your 30-minute missions, your Gundam, your frame arms or frame arms girl. Comes with a lot of 3mm pegs, so I mean you can actually get it in a lot of different ways. The wings separate. The missile pod can actually separate. Those engines are separate. They have 3mm ports on both sides. This very interesting gimmick here with the extending and flexion. There's a fuel pod. You want to use that for something else. This back part articulates, so you can actually have it come over the shoulder on some kits. You can pull that thing off; it'll go even further. This handle for the shield articulates quite a bit further out. You know, you can go crazy on this thing. It also has some tubes here to mount maybe like a beam saber or something like that, heat rod. My door just opened. Like I said, it is pretty windy here today. There's so much detail underneath that glass. I went ahead and detailed up a long time ago. Still holding up pretty well. I really like the way this looks, you know, sorry buddy, out of on its own, you know, and the way it's articulated, yeah, okay, if you mess with it, it's not going to look perfect, but things do line up, you know, you do a couple twists and turns here. That's a nice looking little drone, you know, and it's pretty decently sized for something that's designed to be 1/100. That'd be a big bird, you know. So I put the engines on upside down here, but I don't really care because it doesn't make that big of a difference, you know, like the way it looks functional either way. So really, it's a cool accessory and it's a cool standalone, you know. Honestly, it's not terribly ugly. I mean, that could use some work. Oh, and because of that extension, they actually bend open too, so I don't know if it's supposed to do that, but it does do that. That said, for the price I pay for this kit, I think it is $15.99. I've seen it as high as $20. I would pay for it. $20 for this little guy is not bad. A nice little core fighter type deal. You want to put some paint on it and look excellent. I think a white color scheme would look great, or a dark gray, even darker than this one, would be fantastic. The missiles on here are amazing. You know, you can port those onto you know, there's just a little slit here. It's not like a 3mm or anything like that. Let's see if I can focus. There you go. Just a slit, so if you wanted to do some drilling or filing, you can actually put those on your Gundam, your 30-minute missions kit, your frame arms. Definitely a cool one. Recommend to the max. This one is amazing. And that's all for today as far as this one goes. I'll see you guys next time.